Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. You're now tuned back into 13scienceastrology.com. And I want to get back into this series that I'm kind of doing on what's going to appear to look like I'm doing this series on just the mundane aspect of credit and finance and the global market and things of that nature. But what's going to happen is that I'm going to eventually probably start, even on this episode, start to show you how this really ties into a spiritual, we can call it a spiritual problem based upon arithmetic, based upon mathematics and calculations. A spiritual problem has been created because what we don't realize, and like I was saying earlier on the past episode, when you incarnate into this vessel, contracts were signed and made. And it's something to really stress, and time is now running out. Like, I just want to get straight to the point. Time is really already ran out on a certain level and in a certain dimension. And what can happen is that when you are granted the gift of being able to see, like once you start to clean up your body and clean up your diet, the ancestors or your elders, or whatever you feel like gives you access to the future or prophecy, will start to give you the ability to see what's going to happen in the future, because it's already really happening and happened. Even the future, there's even parts of the future that's the past, in as much as that it's already been mapped out. It may not have been experienced by a certain group of people yet, so it's still the future, but it's already been mapped out. So what happened is that when we incarnated here, when we first started incarnating here, financially, it was based upon a gift. Coming here was a gift. There was no credit, there was no loans, there was no fiat notes or owing anybody anything. So when you start to really study sovereignty, because what I'm trying to help you to see is understand how easy it is to become a sovereign and how easy it is to fall out of it, because most of it is how you think and how you move. See, that's what makes you a sovereign, is how you move on the chessboard. They got you in the game. So they got you locked in the game no matter what, regardless. But it's about how you move. What I mean by locked in the game regardless is that you're already going to be playing once you're born, because once you give it that name in all caps, that's when it's like, okay, let the games begin type of thing. And you're giving that name in all caps as soon as you get the birth certificate. As soon as it's printed out, it's already locked into a computer. See, that's what you got to realize. You can say, well, I'm getting out of this. I'm not going to participate in this. I don't want to deal with that. You got to answer to the computer. See, on those movies, when they talk about the machines are going to eventually take over, and I'm going to just go ahead and shut it down after this, because people telling me, I'm hearing a lot of stuff, and some people are like, man, you need to drop more and bring out more and things of that nature. And I'm like, I wanted to talk about more, but this came from years of research, tens of thousands of dollars in just research. And I know gold and diamonds and not like that, tens of thousands of dollars in crystals and just herbs and books and shit like that, and research and dreams and spending time and and put myself in situations that are similar to dream incubators and things of that nature, for periods of time to get this information. So it's like, I don't take it lightly. This is a life investment for me. So, I take it serious or whatever. What I mean by that is like, I'm not going to just give it all out. Like, this is definitely a free format. I'm not just going to give out the whole program, but it's like those people that donate and invest, and when you meet me, I try to show you the real side of it and show you more and show you the secret side of it. When you meet me, I can take you into more how much work and time it really takes. But this shit is real for me. I mean, to the point where I can go a week with no sleep, zero sleep, depending on the regiment that I'm working, and then I can do another ritual where it's like I can't fucking get out the bed for like 3 days straight. Like straight. No chaser type shit. Like, no, not even time to eat or sleep, because you're just too tired to even get up and do that. And in a situation where I look at life like, when you come outside, that's a part of your mansion. when when you get on the bus, when you get chauffeur somewhere, getting you may call it public transportation or whatever, but when you get on the bus, you're getting chauffeured somewhere. Your resources are being used, all the times are being traded, and the more conscious you become of these things, this is what puts you into the fold in the sector of trading, because you have to realize that you were born now in a situation where credit is no longer a gift anymore. It turned into a credit at some point when we were given the social security number, and it's broken down into threes, and all this is documented in the Bible. So remember, at first in the Garden of Eden, it was just a garden. They were given the garden as a gift. Then eventually they were kicked out, or some of them were kicked out, and they began to be put into situations where they had to answer to certain law. All law is based upon time and contracts and money. See, this is what keeps you bound. See, what they don't tell you is that every day at a certain hour, all your money is worth nothing. It's actually negative. It's not even just nothing, it's literally negative. At a certain hour, it's negative and has to be refunded or refinanced every day. What refinances that? The reincarnation cycle. The twin flame cycle. The reunion and the coming back together. I'm serious about this, man. I take this serious because this is what's going to be the make or break. The understanding of this is what's going to make or break us. And going into the final frontier, and it took me a while to realize this message. Because they say it's more quotes in the Bible about money and finances than it is about God himself. Literally. They counted it. I forgot the number. It escapes me here. But it's literally more quotes in the Bible about money and shit like that than it is about, excuse my language, than it is about God himself. So these are things to think about. I think I'm going to go ahead and shut down here, man. I'm going to continue on, but we're going to get into the credit aspect and how you living on borrowed time. So you living on somebody else's time, which is somebody else's money every morning. As soon as you wake up, you in a negative. I got ways of doing readings to be able to tell you, for those that are interested, I can tell you how negative you are. Every morning you wake up, I don't care where you live at. You're like, well, I ain't homeless, or I am homeless, or whatever. I don't have bills, or I do have bills. Either way, they taxing you for your body itself and for being in this incarnation. That's what I'm trying to get you to see. They got bank accounts set up on the spiritual realm and the physical realm that are calculating and keeping track of every moment and second that you're here and your productivity, not just physically and going to work and working that 8-hour shift every day, but putting in that spiritual work. They call it the great work. That's what it's called. So I'm going to come back up and we're going to talk about the contract, because that's what it's going to eventually come into and get really deep into it, because it all works together. Your love life, I'm going to say this, I'm going to shut down. Your spiritual life, who you are, and your higher self, your lower self, your job, and everything that you do every day is supposed to all work together like a beat, like a rhyme. You're supposed to just be dancing through it like this, because it all is supposed to match up. And when it doesn't match up, that's when you go through trials and tribulations. That's when you're being tested by the devil. And that's what we'll eventually cover in the future. We got to first help you to understand what the twin flame is. And help you to understand what the archetype is and what you actually are incarnating in, and start to treat that even as a vehicle. The new information that you're learning, to treat that as a vehicle. Then we can get into the remedies. This is how you think. That's what's going to keep you locked here. That's what's going to free you. And the lack of knowledge is going to keep you locked here too. You can have all the good intentions in the world, but if you just don't know certain shit, you're going to get left in the dust at some point. So I'm going to go ahead and shut down. I got a lot of things to decide myself today. It's a very challenging day. Thank you all for supporting this trip, man. I'm in Chicago. Been here for a while, man. They treated me well, and I plan on coming back, man. I've got some new investments and some crystals and stuff like that. Small crystals, but I'm saying new spiritual investment. Working with a student. She's been very helpful, so I'm happy, man. I really want to share with you guys the scenario, but I'm going to wait for it to finish playing out. But I'm going to share with you guys this new contract that I'm in with my twin flame, and it kind of got reunited. I'll just say that rekindled in a different way on a higher level. See, we moved from out of the physical. We still on the physical, but it's like I got new candidates on the physical. Some of the older candidates, I'll just say that, on the twin flame school that I have set up already, and we now moved into the celestial aspect of our relationship. So a lot to cover, man. Some of it is kind of, personal, but like I say, everything is a teaching. Thanks for listening and watching. Hotep. Namaste. Wadu. Good vibes.